We are on the third day. Sorry, I've been hearing that it's too low. Can you all hear me? Hold it closer. Okay, can you hear me better now? All right. So we are on the third day of the kickoff, the Charrette week, which is a hands-on approach to hearing from the community what it is that you would like to see happen within the next 5, 10 years, 5, 10, 25 years. We are on Wednesday of the week-long Charrette event, and we have open design sessions that were today and tomorrow, and Friday we'll have a work-in-progress presentation. The grand kickoff was on Monday. If you hadn't attended then, we are here today to speak with you all. At the hands-on design session, which happened in the Ulita Center, we met with some members of the community and heard some feedback, both citywide as well as directly into the Ulita neighborhood, and heard various presentations from them of what they would like to see, more connectivity between parks and between the different neighborhoods, abilities to get to the creek through different trail networks, more community uses that they could have throughout the area, the community, and different uses of like mid-range density that would be within the city center, and bringing in more uses such as like different commercial uses, as well as potentially a hotel. This is what we heard from the Ulita Park Center. We also have been doing different sessions with the kids within these communities, since this is in part a future plan for what the future of the neighborhood would look like. And we want to know what would keep the younger community members within North Miami Beach. And our goal is to create a guide for the future growth of the community. So what is a comprehensive plan exactly? A comprehensive plan is a guiding document that'll direct the capital improvements. So any money that comes into the city would be used towards what we are hearing from the community that they want within their comprehensive plan. So it's a good guiding principles. And it will be used to evaluate different development projects. So any new projects that are mentioned that are being tried to develop within these cities would have to follow the comprehensive plan. And this is all to ensure that North Miami Beach is the place that you all want it to be. It looks a bit like this, which is an indication of the different uses around the city. So everything in yellow is residential, everything in purple and pink are mixed use areas where there could be residential and commercial, and dark green are open spaces and different recreational uses, as well as other uses throughout. And in order to create the vision of the community you are expressing to us, we create different visualizations such as this. We took an existing corridor in North Beach and heard that the community wanted a bike lane, as well as wider sidewalks and narrower streets. And another area within North Beach that we created visualizations for was near the Normandy Fountain. And we heard that they wanted plazas and open spaces near the fountain. And these different visualizations created future projects. And today there is now a plaza near the Normandy Fountain. So what we hear from you today does end up becoming projects that could happen in reality. As you saw around the room, we have these visual preference surveys, and based on your input, we can better understand what you would like to see within your community and create different graphics based off of the input we received from this, as well as the map sessions that we'll be doing today. We're building on previous plans as well, so there are a lot of different information that have been gathered over the years, and we are reading and understanding those to be able to move the comprehensive plan into a future where it could be implemented in the city. The history of North Miami Beach goes back to Fulford by the Sea from 1924. when the first fountain was built, and back when the ancient Spanish monastery was purchased and then later built in 1952. So there is a deep history rooted within the network that is existing within North Miami Beach. And we are honoring that history as we look at the different existing network that exists today and creating a continuation through the different interconnected blocks and street networks throughout. We understand that North Miami Beach is a community of neighborhoods, is a city of neighborhoods. So we're looking at each of the neighborhoods of North Miami Beach individually as well as part of a greater whole. Within Highland Village, there is an issue with flooding. So we're taking that into consideration and looking at what the city is currently working on. And Ed could speak a little bit more about what projects are being implemented currently.
Awesome. Loving the costumes, by the way. Hi, how's everyone doing this evening? All right. Oh, we can do better than that. How's everyone doing this evening? Good to hear. We appreciate you being here this evening. My name's Eddie Nane. You may recognize me from my former stint as your Community Development Director. So we're glad to be back. And that's why I can speak to some of what we're doing here. While the Community Development Director, the Community Development Department undertook what we call a vulnerability assessment. Now, what is a vulnerability assessment? It's where we actually go through and we put rain models and flood models onto a map so that the city knows where within the city is prone to floods and under what condition. And when we tested it out in a real life scenario, because we had some rains last year, right? And the year before, folks, right? Remember those? I remember my first day at the city, we had a public workshop and the cars were just, people couldn't come. So we know that there are flooding issues here. We recognize that. The city prior studies have recognized that. But there are a lot of different ways that we can tackle flooding in the future. Part of that is thinking about through ideas like we're going to do this evening. You see on the FEMA flood map that, yeah, this is a AEA. What does that mean? I mean, that's just, little fancy terminology from the federal government. It means that, generally you'll find flooding with just a little bit of rain on a regular basis. That's what the different categories for trained names, that's what they really mean. But part of this then is when we think about, well, the city has gone through and thought about drainage, but in terms of neighborhood design, we have to think about everything from, do we make buildings taller? Can we raise it so your entrances don't flood? Are there plant light that we can take, because some plants are better at absorbing water and releasing it back to the air. So we just don't want to think about drainage for our neighborhood design in the future. We want to think about holistic policies and targeted approaches that will try to help ameliorate the flooding situation the best we can. And that's part of the discussion this evening as well. And Natalie?
So in addition to the flooding issue within this area, we also want to look at keeping the culture within the different neighborhoods and integrating these cultures within the whole city. So honoring the different cultures as well as creating elements that could be used throughout the entire North Miami Beach. So these plans are meant to guide the future growth within the city, as well as creating a holistic approach and neighborhood approaches. So overall, we've been seeing that there's a decrease in population over the years, and it's projected to decrease between 2025 and 2050. And that is in part because of the aging population. So a lot of the youth within the cities are moving out once they are old enough to, and they're not coming back. So we're trying to see what kind of locations and uses within the city would keep the younger population here and continue to grow with North Miami Beach. And that's summed up here where the youth population is decreasing. And a way to do that is through placemaking. So what is placemaking? Placemaking is taking places that would be like this, where it's very divided, where you have neighborhoods in one section and retail within the others, and no ways to get in between the two without having to go through different areas. Or you could live in places like this that have a little bit of everything within a 5-minute walk. So everything that you're looking for within your city could be accessible by a quick walk or bike ride away. And in part, the zoning ends up being areas that are zoned residential could look like this with active streets and trees and places to walk without being in the hot sun all the time, or they could be places like this, where it's garages facing the front. So even though it's zoned one way, with the comprehensive plan, we could say how we want the vision of it to actually be. Additionally, areas that are zoned for commercial could look a little bit like this, where it's commercial on the bottom, mixed use above, or it could be something like this with strip malls and parking lots. So one of the opportunities throughout this process is to find the locations that could be potential center spaces, potential neighborhood cores. So you could take areas such as this and start adding in plaza spaces and adding in different little commercial uses like an ice cream shop or a little cafe, or you could have small office spaces within the central core and creating a place that you would like to be within, where you would like to be in North Miami Beach. So what does North Miami Beach want to be in 5 years, in 10 years, in 30 years? Does it want to be places like this that are dense, higher intensity spaces? Or does it want to be different little neighborhood sectors? And it could be a bit of both. The city is large and has the opportunity for both of these options. And we really want to hear from you where those different uses and neighborhood centers are most necessary and would be most useful to you. Now it's time to hear your ideas. So we have on each table the different maps, which has a citywide map as well as a Highland map. And we would like you to draw on them and show us your different ideas for what you want the city to grow into.
So here's what our issue is. This whole area, and I have pictures to show you if you want, they have all these things sticking out, okay? Going this way too, okay? So that you know what this little blue line is. That is where the water is going to come away, drain. So where is it draining to? Can anybody tell me?
Highland Village.
Okay, so all of their drains are pouring to our neighborhood. Okay, somebody find 139th. Okay, I found it. You see this? Let's see, I can do your drawing for you, okay? This is 139th. Okay, I'm coming out here. 139th Street. Okay? Now this used to be closed off. Give me the black. That ain't black, that's some other color. Oh, it is black?
Yeah.
Whatever, okay. Okay. So this area used to be blocked. It was not open to the public. You couldn't come and go. All of a sudden, North Miami opened it up and said, oh, we're coming out that way. Okay. So for those of you who do not, hey, Joe, for those of you who do not work for the city of North Miami Beach, okay, our neighborhood is completely surrounded. Give me pink. Our neighborhood is like this. Like this?
Yep.
Okay? We are completely surrounded by North Miami. We cannot come or go out of this neighborhood without going through North Miami. Okay? So, here's our issue. They are temporarily going to be building. You're taking all my colors away.
What color?
I'm running out of
Just to
colors.
clarify, what you mean by that is those houses are still part of the Highland Village,
Oh, yeah, that's
but
the
they
other
have
half
to
of it.
exit out.
Right,
We
yeah.
have one
Yeah, I
way.
didn't draw far enough. I'm sorry.
We have one
Yeah.
way in, one way out.
So, when you all came in, how did you guys come into our neighborhood?
Turn around.
Okay, so you guys came in by the light, right? Okay, so, somebody find Highland Drive, okay? Okay, so this one is Highland Drive, okay? And then we have 140th over here. So these are our three ways to get to Biscayne Boulevard, okay? That's our three ways of getting to Biscayne Boulevard. With our three ways of getting to Biscayne Boulevard, this young lady lives up here in this area right here, okay? That's where this young lady lives here. Okay, there's townhouses on both sides, am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, so there's townhouses on both sides. That's where she lives. That's what she's talking about,
Yeah.
okay? Now, this young lady right here, this one right here, she lives right in this area right here somewhere, okay? All right. You have property over here somewhere, right? But I don't know where. But anyways, we have multiple people that live on this street, and a lot of people are selling out because they're scared to death of what that water's going to do. The water's just flushing from both sides. So, with that being said, this is our community center. You know, 25 years ago, they told us we were going to get a new building. Guess what? It was supposed to be built. We were supposed to be breaking ground this year. We're still waiting. Washington Park, which I don't know if you guys gone because it's closed now because they finally got their groundbreaking. Okay, Washington Park, which is over here somewhere, I don't know where it is, but it's over here somewhere. They're finally getting their building. They were supposed to get it 20 years ago. We were supposed to start ours now. Well, guess what? We're still waiting. Okay, the population in this place, first, so everybody knows that don't know me, I grew up in here. I was born and raised in the same house I live in. I skipped out for a couple of years, but I've been here all my life. I never left. My father was here. So some of the people that are here, they were born and raised here. She's been here since a kid. She's got kids now that are 18 years old. We're not looking to go nowhere, okay?
And no disrespect, it's just frustration. We know it's not you, it's just frustration. Now it takes me, I work at Home Depot, it only takes me 5-10 minutes. Now it takes me 35 minutes because we have one light and the construction, everything. If I go that way, it takes 40 minutes now. My kids go to that school, it takes more than 30 minutes just to get to the school because everybody over here in North Miami.
Okay,
There's
let
no
me
way to
finish.
come in and out of our neighborhood that's not blocked by some sort of construction.
Right
I'm getting
now.
nails in my car. So many different things are happening.
Okay, right now, the other day we pulled up, I pulled up, I came out, I headed this way because if you don't want to catch the light to go, what's that,
Left.
south?
Yeah.
That's south.
North.
That's south, right?
No, south.
Yeah, okay. So normally when you're at the light, okay, if you want to go south, meaning going that way, you go to the light because you have to wait. But if we're going to the north, we go out one of these two streets so that we don't have to sit for the light, okay? But now here's what happened on Biscayne Boulevard because part of Biscayne is North Miami Beach and part isn't. That's, you know, because unfortunately North Miami Beach is a cookie cutter city, okay? Because we got a little bit over here, a little bit over there, a little bit over here. None of it connects 100%. So with that being said, now they have, where's the, what is it? Where the, the coffee shop,
The new coffee shop over
Yeah.
here in North Miami.
the
Target?
Blackbird thing.
Blackbird,
Something.
street from
Yeah,
Target.
okay.
Something here.
Okay, so somewhere right on here on Biscayne, there's I'm gonna say that there's a coffee shop called Blackbird, okay? All right, so what's happening is they stopped somewhere wherever the railroad tracks are, okay?
Across from the Lexus.
Okay, so this is the railroad tracks. Okay, so the railroad tracks, and what is that?
Oh, that's where we come
Just
in and out
before
over the railroad
140th.
track.
That's where, okay,
Yes.
okay. So this right here,
Right here.
okay, all right, move your finger there. Okay, so I don't know if I'm spelling right, okay? My brain is not working. It's too late at night, okay? The railroad station. What they do is they come out, and you'll see when you guys leave here, if you're going that direction, they have those poles sticking up to stop people from coming. What the people are doing, they're coming out there and slapping over here to go that way. Now what they're doing, because they put up them poles to avoid it, some of the people are doing what they're supposed to do and coming down. So guess what they're doing? Now, here, they're coming to ours and doing a U-turn. Well, what does that do for us? There's 15 cars waiting to come in, and guess what? Now we have to sit for 4 to 5 lights to get into Highland Village because the state stopped this, which caused this to happen, which is blocking us. Now, I don't have anything with people building buildings and we doing whatever. I really do, but I'm not going to go there, okay? But you've got this building, I'm going to use this over here. This is the Biscayne building that we're having the construction right here. Okay, so I'm just doing a triangle because that's what it looks like at the front, okay? So we've got that building being built there. These people are parking all over our property right now. And yeah, I mean, yeah, it's right here. I'm just doing my drawings over there, okay? But this is where they're building the building. Now, if I'm correct, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, they're gonna be coming out right here. And they're gonna be coming out right here on the other side. This is where they're coming out. So I'm just gonna put it, well, I can't put an X mark there, but anyways. Okay, so entrance and exit, entrance and exit. Well, guess what? If I'm in line here, and I've already been waiting because this is where our roundabout is.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is our roundabout here. In the last couple of months, okay, I'm sitting back here waiting for the light. There's cars all the way up here coming to try to get here. We're
Especially
waiting.
on a school day with the buses and everything.
Okay,
We gotta wait, especially, I mean, we got tons of kids in here, tons.
so, I mean, I can tell you that we have a holiday event coming soon, okay? And I had the parents sign up their kids. I've already got 102 kids signed up. That's what lives in here. And the kids that signed up already are only children that go to this rec center. Like, she may have a child that comes here, and she may have, well, let me use this one. She has one child that comes to the facility and 5 more at home that are already grown or either after the age, because I think they can only be 5, right? At 5th grade or 6th
Yeah,
grade?
5th grade.
So once they pass 6th grade, they're not in this program. They're in the teen program. But we already got 100 plus kids signed up for this event that's happening in December. So we have a lot of children. You know, one of the things we're mainly interested in is, you know, I understand that a lot of people in the city want to try to do us as a one-way street one way and a one-way street the other. That is absolutely not going to work because I don't want her parking on my front of my property. And I don't want her parking on the front of my property either. Because in front of my property is for me to park. But if you do one side or the other side, you're not. So, did I kind of get what you were saying in?
Yeah, I mean, the other big issue that's not really reflected on here is that this is all a new 10-story building.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And so is this here.
Yeah.
It's another 10-story. And then this here is a 16-story condos. So where are all these people exiting? And now this is causing flooding. There's flooding here.
Right.
Because of this.
And there wasn't flooding there before.
And I think the reason why this is happening is because of the train accidents. Mm-hmm. That they're trying to scoot over to go this way or to make a U-turn. Mm-hmm. And so they're trying to prevent people from staying on the tracks and getting hit by the bright line. And so they put these poles up. That's my assumption. Mm-hmm. That's what makes most sense. But now you're having the problem here.
Right. Which what they need to do is make it a permanent line so people can't cross it at all and they have to go east. They have to go south past Kentucky and make a U-turn and come back. That's what they should do because they should not block our intersections coming into our neighborhood. Because that one up there by past Kentucky, by where the bank is, that one is not open. It's not open access to a neighborhood. You know, it's turning into a bank that I ain't never seen anybody at, and there's a restaurant there that's closed.
For a long time.
You know, so
I think part of the thing is that even when these things get brought up, for us to say, hey, we have these flooding issues, we have all these things, happening, there's already no parking in this area, there's already traffic in this area that we can't get out any other way. These big, huge buildings are still getting approved. So, do people feel like we're really being listened to?
That's why I'm so frustrated. I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
That's why
I'm just
people come
frustrated.
here angry and not being able to do any creative process, even though it sounds like a great idea, because they're just trying to get basic needs met.
We're still waiting for speed bumps.
So,
And that's why the youth doesn't.
anyway.
So, Amy, you mentioned
Yeah.
safety before, and I was going to ask you, but
Yeah,
I think it's
because
come up.
I
It's all
walk.
about traffic.
Well, because I walk this, I used to walk around this loop, but then I can't anymore because of the construction. So now I try to walk around this loop, and I'm constantly almost getting hit here all the time. And I have to walk like looking behind my back because there's no sidewalk going around this park, especially on this side.
What about the streets over
Not to
here?
mention the animals that you.
There is sidewalk here, but right now there's a lot of construction
Yeah, a
here.
lot of construction, you can't barely
So
see it.
hopefully most of that's done now, but the point is that there's a lot of construction, so you can't really walk
And as soon
around
as this construction gets put down, like she said, we're getting another construction started right away. So our whole
We're
point
gonna have like
is,
3 years of constant construction.
you know, our whole point is we have 3 ways out, okay? Now, the other day, this is another point here, I don't know how to do this, okay? I'm gonna do it this way, okay? The road coming from the school on this street is at this angle, okay? You're up here, 8 foot high, and you're coming down.
Yes.
Okay. The drainage, here we are, right? The drainage is here. There's 2 drain pods here. Tell me something. The water's coming from up here. There's 2 drain pods here. Tell me something. Where's the water gonna go?
To us.
And they're
Okay.
gonna keep on building here. This is just the.
That's just the first, the
That's just the
beginning.
first
Right.
one. It's
Yeah,
gonna go
because they're
all the way.
digging all of this up right here.
They already have
And-
the designing for that.
So I'm gonna ask all of you engineers and whoever you guys might be, okay? Do you have any idea what is around here? Like, when I tell you to look right over here, like if you go down 151st Street and east, okay? What neighborhood is that? Do you know? What area is it? What's it called? If you guys don't know, one of the city people pop up and tell them what it's called. None of you know. This is why we don't. This is why we don't get assistance, because you guys have not looked into the area. Okay, so I'm going to tell you that to look into this, to look into the situation with that. Okay, I'm assuming this is Inorama back here somewhere.
That's, that's where the
Okay.
new buildings are.
Okay.
That's what they mean.
Yeah, that's where
Okay.
David Lawrence and all that.
Okay, so all of this right here. Now, you guys will know it that are not as young as me. You guys know this as the FIU area, right? Okay, this area used to be, I don't know how to spell it. Interama.
Two times they tried to develop it.
Right, okay, Inorama. So here's what I'm telling you with Inorama. I would like every one of you that are here to help us investigate the word Interama. Okay? Look it up.
Biochemical landfill.
She was talking to them, ma'am.
Bio. Have any of y'all ever seen the Beverly Hillbillies with the bubbling oil? Well, they had bubbling bio. Green, yellow, red, catching on fire. That's what was back here. Right along here, this area right here, and this area right here, bio. Okay? I don't know how they're approving anything to be built on this.
No, bio right there too, because there was a little lake as a
Yeah,
little girl.
yeah.
It used to glow.
Yeah.
Like it used to
Yeah.
provide
Yeah,
light.
Target where they have their heel, they filled the lake now. It fills up with the
Yeah.
water.
And not to mention the
So-
quality of water once that land
So
is disturbed.
again, back here with this,
Bio.
okay, that is now running off into us, okay? I'm not gonna go there with you, but I would tell you to investigate this lovely word for Highland Village, okay? This lovely word right here for Highland Village, okay? And it's because their water is coming into our neighborhood.
Like we
Okay.
were saying, during the
And
day.
I'm a stage 3 cancer survivor. We just lost a person that lived in this neighborhood that had major cancer. There have been 7 people on this street that got cancer. I wonder from where.
And another one died, remember Les White?
Now, you might not know this, but do you know that the little pool that they have in Soleil Mia, the little lake, do you know that you could only go, the residents could only go in that lake
Only the-
twice a year?
Because it's contaminated. Okay, also here, Biscayne Commons. If you look at their leases, the lease, okay? The lease that they have, it says you are built on a landfill,
Bio.
okay? Why they putting that if it's clean? Why they putting that if it's clean?
And if they don't know it, they spending money, they don't know that it's very dangerous, but
So
whatever makes money.
this is the issue. As far as our neighborhood, if you're looking for our neighborhood, we need the drainage problem. We need a bigger building because we have a lot more kids.
But drive around. I don't recommend y'all driving tonight because if
Yeah.
y'all never drove in here, don't drive in here tonight. But
I've walked around all the
take
streets.
one lane at a
Come on
time.
a
You're gonna
training.
be like, this is crazy.
Yeah, I've walked
This
around.
is
I've come here.
Come
and
on a
walked.
training.
You walked in here when?
So we need
In,
sidewalks.
in the
He
summer.
was in here. I can contest
I've
he
come,
was
I
in
come here quite often.
But yeah,
Okay.
drive around the whole neighborhood. You'll be scared to come back in here.
I contest he was
No,
here.
but I walked
He
the whole.
personally walked with me, I can
Okay.
attest.
Yeah, I contest he was here, okay?
And I
We
walked
also
the, I
drove
walked the other
around.
side of the park as well.
Right, but this is what we're worried about. And with all the buildings coming, it's parking. Like, you know, where the construction people are coming in here, and it's parking. They're all over the place parking in people's yards, okay?
Yeah, that is
Coming to our neighborhood?
That's what I'm
That
saying.
is
that gonna be a
Right
street as
here.
well?
that is open already.
It's open already. That's why I got my tire flags.
But the school is gonna come through this gate, go there.
Yeah, so when school gets released, it's gonna go
gonna be
out,
right,
right? Yeah.
And when the buildings are built, even worse.
It's not physically
And they
open
have,
yet, but it's
they have
already
1, 2, 3 ways to go. We have to go through
Like us
here.
that live here, we're probably gonna be curious.
Yeah, there's
But-
ideally, there should be an opening this way for the neighborhood, like somehow opening through any of
all
those
the
streets.
traffic, all the
Building school.
Should be an
All of
opening.
this.
Right.
Let's
the
look
other
at,
side.
let's look at,
2.
you know,
We have to go through all that.
acquisitions or something of that nature.
Because,
create
okay,
those openings.
Imagine they have a great.
You gotta
when
look at it around the
you,
world.
when you ask the other question,
That's the important
Imagine
part.
that they
this
can
is
probably
another
like
way that they can get
what it
to
seems
the
like.
That's what
school.
Mom was saying, they're probably gonna get blocked off, right? Now we still have to go our way and something traffic.
I mean, if we go this way, they have no, we went back there and looked, and there's no way going this way
That's
right
what
now,
I'm
they
not-
got it
it's not
blocked
yet. They're still
off. So
constructing.
they're looking at, they're coming this way. And that's gonna make our neighborhood more congested.
It's gonna be convenient for all the new development, but inconvenient for all the residents from
Right.
loyal people.
And then, you know, if you, like someone said, if you were coming out this way, that's North Miami. Now, we have an area where we could come out. Somebody find the store. Where's the store?
That is true, that all the water from there is coming here.
Oh, yeah,
So if
right
it's
here.
contaminated,
Right
that
here.
can
Yep,
come
that
in.
little
Okay.
black, that right
Okay.
there, yep, the store.
So this is the store.
Right here, and that's considered North Miami.
Now, there is a loop up, okay?
The low impact
So
development,
when you're
chamber,
coming here to the store,
retainage of water,
You have
percolation of
to have a
water.
bike or walk.
Okay.
Let it
You can't
drain.
drive.
so,
A water like
Yeah,
that
right
will cross
here.
over into another
You have
property.
a bike or walk.
so here's a store, okay? So with the store, okay, you can actually, you can go in from Highland Village, okay? You can walk up there. But in all
Let's
honesty,
put it
where
in our
the
plan.
parking lot
What are the
is,
strategies
this
we want to
belongs to
explore?
N&B.
Then we can go from there.
This belongs to North Miami.
Yes,
So we could, since they want to open up hours, we could force to open up that.
That would tell them.
But that would be a very hard thing because you're coming from down here and you're gonna have to,
and then
but it could be done.
So
If they're gonna open up hours, let us open up
them
theirs.
from
But
pouring the water
Look
with
at the
sand
water
and
level
all the
before y'all even
construction.
decide do the blueprint, because that's, the
the
water
rigs
level's gonna
towards
scare your
the
development, your people,
Miami
your
Beach.
person that wanna build, because in 10, 20 years, imagine that building crash because the floor, the ground breaks or something.
But it's
We're not
making it
No, I know, but I'm saying,
visions for
or
fully
others,
someone to
yes,
be able to
contractors,
want to make
yes,
sure
developers, yes.
So if you do want an opening there, you could make a graphic of an opening
Oh, of
there.
course, yeah, that would be, yeah.
The city to make that.
Oh, of course.
So that's what our goal is
Yeah.
try to create something
Oh,
that.
But make
You want
sure
me to take a survey?
Y'all warn them, this is a flood, like a lot of people live here, they
That's
would
what I'm saying.
they would not evacuate, they don't care, they rather die,
Okay.
like any hurricane, we got so lucky.
Put your
Yeah,
phone
no,
right
everyone's
here.
higher.
But, yeah,
Can't see your phone.
go ahead, she gonna look. I'm turning up the light.
Okay, so this is the project over there, okay?
This one?
Yeah, this is the project. I have a screen thing on my thing, but anyways, this is coming down. Where I told you the drains were, see the drain right here?
They trying to look.
The drain right here, okay? So the drains are up on high, okay? The drain is up high, okay?
You were right there.
Yeah, I know, I'm looking. Here's the drain. This is what their drain looks like over
Show
here.
them right there.
This is what their drain looks like, okay? All right. Okay, I gotta take this person out of my picture. Okay, this is one of their water holdings. This is what they're gonna, this is on our side here, here. This is where they're gonna hold water. This is one of their holding waters. That's a light rain, and you see how much water's in there already? So anything that's access to that and it's run over is coming into Highland Village because of these pipes right here. Because we went back there and we walked it. Well, I walked on the top because I had already fell. I didn't want to fall in again. This is up against 20th Place and up against 137th. Do you see all them little pipes sticking out?
Yeah.
That's where their excess water's going to run. Guess what? It's going to run right into 137th Street. It's going to run right into the 139th area. That's where they got it running, okay? Because
Which is right into the new buildings that are gonna be built.
right, 100%.
But at least
And
the buildings
then-
are raised, right?
Yeah. That is, yeah.
Here's the
that is-
perfect thing.
There's the
This,
water there.
this was when I had argued with North Miami that North Miami said, no, their water's not coming over here. I spoke to the construction people, blah, blah, blah. Okay. If you notice, the water is watery, sandy looking white. Sandy looking white. We don't have no white sand in Highland Village, so where did it come from? It came from the school project, so now I had proof. That's where they're arguing with North Miami to get assistance with us right now to pump out our drains because their sand filled our drains. Because right now, if you go around here and you look at our drains, there's only, even though it's not rain, it's no rain, our drains have this much water room to fill up. Maybe this much in some of them. So they're completely full. Where's the water gonna go? It's gonna flood the street. Why is it gonna flood the street? Because it's full of sand. Because the project sent it all over here.
King Tide wasn't just too long ago, and it was just flooded like a beach because they had nowhere to go.
And that's why the drains right across from the
Okay.
next to building are also flooded.
This is the corner. Okay? So that you guys see why everybody's angry about flooding. Okay? This is our major problem in this neighborhood. I understand that your plans are for the entire city. They're not just for Highland Village. But when you come in here, they want to talk about what they want fixed. What's that picture there? That picture shouldn't be in there. That was a mistake. I'm trying to find, okay.
Have you been to that school?
I saw it from.
You see how
Okay.
But I
elevated?
haven't
You
been.
see how
So
elevated that
I
school is?
had pointed out to someone, I don't remember who I
That school
showed it
is
to.
elevated, that the house there is higher than that.
That's the house on the corner, if you look right out that door right there.
So where we
You
coming
see
from?
where the tractor is? On top of the person's house. That's how high they are. That house is 10 foot high, and they built it 8 foot high back there. Now, when I spoke of this corner here, okay, the young lady that was sitting there, she's the one that didn't want to say anything. When the car's parked there, her window is right on this side. Her window's right there on this side of the picture, okay? The fumes are coming in her house. She doesn't use AC 24/7. So guess what? She's going to get carbon monoxide because they chose to do this. Let me see. I think I have one more picture.
Nobody here wants you guys to have to beautify North Miami Beach.
We would
But
love
we
that.
want you guys to understand that this is all North Miami Beach, but here, we're North Miami Beach too. We want you to understand that you can't, you're fixing everybody else, but then we're becoming a pool of everybody else's garbage, and then what's gonna happen? The city's gonna come and say, hey, we're gonna condemn all your houses, and we the one who lost. I'm not losing my houses, that's for sure.
This shows you
If
where
it
the
comes to
little
that, I'll
pipes
get a
are
lawyer,
coming
and
out.
it's gonna be a problem. But
And they
hopefully we'll
built
get
up
to that.
a wall of sand to block between us and those little things. That's not, that bisqueen, whatever that green stuff is called, one of your city people better say it because I don't know what it's called. I call it bisqueen. But the little green covers that they use on the fences, that's not going to stop water and sand from coming in our neighborhood. And this is their conclusion to help not come in our neighborhood at this moment. That's their conclusion. Yeah.
Yeah, like I noticed that on these boards, there's not an option for high-rise living. Okay. You understand? Are you interested in high-rise? No.
No,
But I mean, my point is that like, I would prefer, like if these 10-story buildings, they could have been fine if they were like even 6 stories or less. They could have been really nice fancy townhomes. But instead, we have these 2 10-story buildings being built.
And half of them are empty still. That building's half empty.
And those are houses that had a lot of grass around them, which was draining water. Where's that water going to go now when you have these huge buildings and nowhere for the water to drain? So now I'm across the street from that. Now we're going to get flooded when we didn't have a flood issue on our part of the village, but now we do because of the huge buildings that are being built surrounding us. So, like, if we're asking, like, what do we really want? It's not even being suggested as an option. We don't even really want it, but even when we say we don't want it, it gets approved anyway. So,
Unfortunately, that aspect of it, I don't think there's any way to legally roll that back.
no, it isn't. But even when we went, when the meeting was happening to talk about it, it was just dismissed. Like it was not that big of a deal. And so it just got approved anyway.
The land use and the zoning code was already in place. You can't
understand.
change it at the time of the application for site plan review. It has to be done ahead of time. So many years before that, it should have been done. It was never done. So when an applicant comes in with a plan of what the site plan allows, we can't say you can't have that because that's the right for the developer. So, but at the planning stage, we can change that. When there's no development, we can say the land use on this will be single family, not multi-family. That's what we're gonna change. And the street pattern needs to change so that there would be on-street parking, if desired, could be flexibly be allowed. So we're trying to look at that from that perspective, and some of the materials that have been used in the construction of the roads could change to allow more percolation of overflow of water. Because water flowing into the private properties is not a desirable thing. We need to address that through a design element, and that's what needs to happen. We need to increase percolation, prevent overflow into the adjoining properties, And any flooding should be retained in that particular property through percolation. So these are design solutions which have not been done in the past, and we can't go back and enforce them retroactively when there's a development permit application in place, but we can do that ahead of time because that is what we can do in a land use and a zoning change. So hopefully, if you give us your input, give us your problem areas, and when we go through the design process, we will basically look at down zoning that, bringing it to a different level of, so that you can handle that scale, which is what we're looking for. Don't forget to come on Friday at McDonald's Center. So there you will be able to see actually the design.
This Friday?
Yes, the design happening. You know, and you can give your input on the design as well.
Tomorrow
Okay.
as well. So if you want to come into the studio and see what we're working on and give more input, we'll be able to.
I don't think we're trying to be rude to you guys.
Yeah, I
It's
know
just,
that, so we're not really
we're
just
not,
frustrated.
we're just
We're
frustrated
very
because it's like
frustrated.
we get a carrot in front of our face for 20-something years, like, hey, come and get it, and we never get it. And that's a problem.
Yeah, everyone keeps promising. Just tell us the truth. Why are y'all really here? Y'all trying to get us out? Get us out. If
Nobody's
you're
going
not,
to get you out.
Oh, we know that. We've been here.
We're going to try to give you retention with
That's what we're hoping one
with
day.
the quality of life issue. So we're going to try to bring the quality to you and to bring the environment that you so desire.
My son was born here. He's 20 now, and I haven't seen nothing change. I've been here.
I just wanted to say, like, so for my building, I'm representing 22 different owners because we're a condo association. So our biggest issue is there's no guest parking in our neighborhood. Everything is either illegal parking or swale parking, and then the city doesn't communicate correctly which is allowed. If we park on the swales, they say, no, you're not allowed to park on the swales. If you park on the street, no, you're supposed to park on the swales. So there's not really good communication about what is true and what is not.
I mean, let's make that as one of the problems to be solved.
Yeah.
So, yes.
So I'm
Because
just letting
we're
her know.
spoken
Yeah.
back
Yes.
then, and I still want to make that a priority also.
Yeah. So, and then in that, people don't want to visit your neighborhood if they're afraid that their car is going to get towed or there's no place to park, which is another part of the construction that's a huge problem, is they're taking away all our parking spaces. But, you know, when people come to move in, I always have to tell them, like, well, you can park on the street, but
You don't know what you're asking
we
for.
get towed. Maybe not, probably not, but they're, just so you know, they might get towed.
That's why I joined public.
You know,
So I have
for
to
some,
talk to
for
Tricia
some
or I
reason.
can
So like
talk
we,
to you?
right now, we have a car that's been disabled there for 3
We
weeks.
can't bypass.
But if I call the police, I'm afraid to call the police because the
She's
police
my
may
best
tow
friend.
everybody.
Because she's your,
Right?
because she's your
So
best friend.
parking's a
That's why-
huge
that-
issue,
she
but
cares
it's not
for
just a huge issue
And
for
I care
us.
because
The
I care
whole
for her.
city
But no disrespect.
looks dumpy,
just
to be honest,
frustrated.
because
I
of all the
understand,
swale
and
parking.
we can
There
relate
isn't
to
like
that,
any like real street parking.
I've walked this a
So
few times.
I don't know how to draw that all over this map.
No, but that's really what they want. They wanted it for the whole city, not just NEB.
No,
So we know,
I know.
we did
I
also
mean,
want it
the
for,
whole-
we specifically
Not
wanted
just NEB,
Highland.
not just Highland Village.
Yeah, we specifically wanted Highland
That's why I
Village,
said,
that's
if you
why
don't
we came
live
to.
here, don't drive around at
We
night.
did have the full
Get out.
map for
Great building?
topics.
Right.
No, Claremont Village. They were like the gorillas party.
On both sides for
You know where Mauricio lives? With the Corvette? Mauricio lives here and she lives on this side.
Okay.
They know Mauricio. Mauricio grew up with us here, so.
There's another place in the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we wrap it up because Parks staff need to.
We don't care about parks.
They getting overtime.
We're not getting paid.
We don't care about parks.
And they need to.
They don't leave till 9.
Because after we leave, they still have work to do.
No, but they gotta go home. We get it. Y'all gotta go home
We're
too.
just-
They
No,
gotta
no,
go home to their
we
families.
don't need to go home. I just want to
y'all
make sure
need to go home.
that their staff,
They'll be all right.
we want staff to be able to wrap up because they got a little bit of work to do.
On another note, as far as for me, okay, with the Snake Creek Canal area, I would love to see where they could possibly, you know, do some opening up. I know this was like, we're like on the ending, but, you know, unfortunately with the Snake Creek Canal, which I don't know where it is on the big thing. Okay. So if you can find the library for me.
Right here.
Okay. So can you find? Okay. So with the Slam School, on the back side of that, there was a memorial for our veterans. Okay. Now we can't even get there because Slam says we're open, you can't go on our property. So we can't even go over there and do that. I think there should be a fence around the Slam School. They can have so much greenery, and we should be able to open up something to where we could get there, because that's an area where we could develop it and make, I'm not going to say you can put a store there or something like that, but it could be an open space where, number one, we have a, behind there we have, what is it called? Jason, are you still here?
Oh, right there, behind you.
Jason, what's behind the library? What's it called? Amphitheater. Okay, we have a beautiful amphitheater there where we could have bands, we could have this, we could have that. Okay, again,
That's where
it would be a real nice thing if it was opened up to where we could go to that area, because they had a covered patio area with picnic tables. We could go there and we could have a party, we could do
That's
this.
very true, because I actually see a child at that library, and when there was a couple days where it was just suddenly closed for no reason, and then I had nowhere to go to even sit outside. I couldn't even sit outside with them because there was no table to sit outside with them.
Right.
So we had to go to the other park that was like somewhere else over here, closer to like the city hall.
No, not Allen
yeah,
Park,
there's-
it's on the,
Where the city hall is.
That's right here.
Yeah, so this little, I think it was there, some park that was close to there,
Right.
that park there. We had to go all the way over there because there was no benches in this park.
right.
And no access to it because it was closed.
Right. So, I mean, that's another thing, because that could be a moneymaker, because you could have the waterway, you could have music, you could even do like a, what do they call them, like a farmer's market or something like that.
That's the biggest issue. There's no, like, there's not, I don't want to say no, because there are some. But there's a lot of stuff that's geared towards families, but there's not a lot of stuff that's just geared towards, like, adults to do outdoors, that is, like, community oriented, like,
And they
just like a city, like the city of Doral has like the city place that looks really nice. A lot of restaurants. They have an open center. There's restaurants in North Miami Beach, but they're all spread out, like the nicer ones. There's not like a place where you can go.
Well, they tried to do that on.
That's what they really.
What is the street? No, it's getting late at night. My brain shuts down. Jason, what's that's the one that runs parallel with the library? Okay, Hanford Boulevard, which runs parallel with the library. They tried to make that like a Hollywood Boulevard type thing. Okay, it doesn't work. It doesn't work, but they did try to do it, because from the Walmart area down to maybe.
I see your,
well,
what you're
kind
saying.
of, yeah. It didn't quite go far as Lorenzo's.
Yeah, I mean, there's some development over here. There's a couple restaurants here, and they have that new development like right here that's being built. So that has some traction, but there's not like a central, like there's not a destination.
Right, exactly.
For dining and entertainment.
Right.
There is stuff that the city puts on that is like an occasional event here and there that people go to, but you're not going to go eat there too.
Right.
There needs to be like a city place where you can go and eat and walk around and just kind of hang out. And all that kind of stuff.
I'm not positive, but
that's really what's.
I know that on West Dixie Highway, where that new building is, it's near Grinnell's Park, in between 171st-ish, coming.
Are you talking about the place with like that little shopping center with the little restaurant? I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so the little restaurants, but then they build a big building, and from what I understand, the big building, half of the building is going to be restaurants and shops at the bottom, and they're supposed to have like a little entertainment, whatever, area. They're supposed to, like
Are you talking about the one near the ancient Spanish monastery, or no?
yeah, and it's right next to the tennis courts.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
right next to the tennis
Yeah,
courts.
right across the street, there's like the
Right. There's a whole bunch of little stores, but that big building that they're building, the lower. Don't quote me, okay?
I just thought that
But
was
the bottom floor is supposed to be like restaurants and little shops. Then the second will be business buildings like attorney or whatever.
Yeah.
And the third and up is going to be apartment complexes. Or maybe it's owned, I don't know.
Something more central, but I just don't know where there's space for. That's what I'm saying. Like, where is the space?
There's, like all those beautiful things, there's really no space in North Miami Beach for that.
I mean, it would probably be more something that's more central, but there just needs to be some sort of destination. The reason why I went to Doral was because I was going to the Improv. Like, there's no other reason for me to go over to Doral. It's just that's where the Improv is, and then I end up spending more money there because I'm going there for that event.
Right.
There's just nothing really. There's no like historical event that makes people come to North Miami Beach.
Right.
I've been here over 20 years. There's not one event that I can think of where people say, "Oh, I came to North Miami Beach for
I
that."
mean, we used to have a skating rink right here. We used to have a drive-in movie theater right here. Okay, we used to have things that would bring people here. We don't have anything for anybody to bring here. There's nothing to come here for. Nothing.
Yeah. So you either have to go to Aventura, or you got to go somewhere,
You know,
to the Wynwood, or to.
and then the other, and I mean, have you guys
I
even?
mean, the North Miami, the Mocha is a close regional area that has something, but
Right.
it's still not technically North Miami.
No, but like I said, that's what they were trying. But that like Mocha area is what they were trying to do with Hanover Boulevard.
Right.
You know, that's what they were trying to do.
Right. At
And
least it's something. They have events
Right.
there. You can go to a restaurant. You can sit.
Right.
It's small, but it's something.
right, and then the other. Have any of you visited Pickwick Estates? Okay. Okay. So Pickwick Estates is off of 10th Avenue and 183rd Street.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that's like an area like us. They're enclosed. They have a wall around them, and they butt up with the expressway and
The unincorporated.
it's like unincorporated and Miami Gardens. Like, so that's another area that's like closed off. Okay, which is very nice homes back there and everything nice, whatever. But that's another area that people don't realize. Okay, and then 10th Avenue. What about 10th Avenue? Okay, 10th Avenue from 163rd to 183rd.
Where is Jefferson? Oh, Jefferson's over there. Oh, yeah.
So with 10th Avenue, half of that belongs to us and half belongs to unincorporated Dade.
Yeah, the
Okay.
portion right there.
Yeah. So it's very, it's very nice, it's very beautiful. Okay, you go down that road, they have, circular, whatever you call those things, calming roundabouts and stuff. It's really a nice little area.
Is there any reason why they can't negotiate to just buy this?
Oh, that has been, that's a long history with the county and the county going to different roads and having, saying we don't want them to annex across the county and then taking that road back and then going back again. It's been a back and forth for the last decade or so, at least.
Right. And I mean, the only place that we have that's like, let's say, a poppin' place to go is, what's that place called? Duffy's. Oh, over by the Duffy area.
Oh, yeah, Duffy.
Okay, in Eastern Shores.
Right there.
Because that's like where you go to a lot of restaurants.
Is that already going to be majorly developed? Is that still
That's
happening?
still, still pending the second
It's
hearing.
pending.
I mean, honestly, the reason why I go there is to go to IPEC. I'm going to be sad.
Yeah, so I live right here.
Yeah. So, I mean, and that's like our closest movie theater, and for some people, it's way too expensive to go there.
Oh yeah, that place is
Oh, yeah, it's
So,
yeah.
expensive.
That's my destination.
yeah, I mean,
But I'd rather go there than Aventura.
Exactly.
I'd rather go there than
Right.
Aventura.
right,
Pay the
you
extra
know,
money.
Yeah.
But even like Miami Gardens is even developing a huge city,
Right.
like a city place,
and you know,
really close to the stadium.
Right.
And I'm a part of a community that just bought a building there specifically because they're building that
Exactly.
space there.
Exactly.
So people will come if they had something major like that.
Right.
They will bring their businesses to the area.
Right.
But there's nothing promising that's making them feel pulled to do so.
Right.
Is there any site that you think would work? We've heard like this site potentially, or like.
Well, at one point in time, the city had said something about where the train is, where the oil, where the.
You know where people do, I do hear a lot of people go, and it's really kid related, is the desert land. People
Yeah.
go there.
Where the train.
People will go there because that's a big kid destination.
Like down here somewhere.
On West Dixie Highway.
Somewhere like right
Okay,
here.
it was a gas.
Yeah, that's really just like, here there's a big park, or like a park where people park
Like-
there.
By FedEx.
Near FedEx, okay? They were talking about building that area right there and making it like
Yeah,
a,
it's like right here. It's like
a destination and have little restaurants because the building can't be torn down because it's historic.
During the pandemic,
From what I
There's
understand.
an empty lot here. I think RV's
Okay.
parked there now. But during the pandemic, they had like an outdoor movie theater there that was activated
Right.
a lot for
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
So
And
if there were more pop-up type of.
the only other place is, can you find Taylor Park on there? It's off of West Dixie and like 156.
Where's that? Right below.
It
Right
should show
above the
water.
monastery. Between the monastery and the yellow circle. Or the green circle. Right there.
Okay.
Is Alina considered to be part of Smith?
No. Okay, so you found no, it's not, no, that's not where that is, no.
Oh, it's
Aquabowl, okay, it's Aquabowl. Okay, it's Aquabowl. One side of it's Taylor Park, one side's Aquabowl. Okay, so this is water. Where's my blue thing? Okay, this is water. Okay, so, and then I believe this big section over here is where they had some kind of waste or something happened there. And if they ever got that completely cleaned up, that would be a place where you could make on West Dixie Highway a to-go place, because then you could open it up because you can see the water from it.
That's another thing. There's not any place to eat near the water except for Duffy's, which I'm not going to.
Right.
So I have to go somewhere else.
And then the
I have to
other,
go to,
the
like,
other ones
Hollywood.
that are there, they're so expensive, you can't, I mean, you know.
potential along the creek to be making some water commercial space.
If there was a nice restaurant along that, I would go.
It has potential.
Yeah.
Because right now there's some nice restaurants, but like even when you go here, but it's just like nobody really wants to see the tracks in construction. So it's just like, even if you like the restaurant, you're like, there's just too much noise. So 'cause there's a lot of places to eat along Biscayne, but it's really noisy. Like they're about to build that Cane's Fingers right next to my house.
Yeah.
And
Well, I can't wait for them because I happen to like their chicken.
but they're going to be
Cane's.
Raising Cane's.
Yeah,
right
Raising
on the
Cane's.
corner where the ABC liquor
Where the
was.
ABC liquor was in Target.
So
They'll have to be there all the time.
And that's actually a shame because that was a brand new building and now they're demolishing it to build this new building.
Oh, I thought they were only taking out the backside. I didn't think they were taking it all down.
As far as I know, they have to demolish the whole thing.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
So, yeah. So anyway, I hope that was more helpful.
Thank you, that was very helpful.
So at least you guys got some nice stuff at the end.
we really do
okay?
appreciate it.
I was
It's
just
a lot of input.
I was just waiting because
Appreciate it.
I knew that certain people had to get out their anger first.
You know we always appreciate you, right?
Sometimes.
Always.
Always. All the years I've been here. And thank you as well.
Oh, and this is our whatever. Some of the girls wrote that stuff down.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, we have a picture written on
Oh, can I? Let me take a picture of this before you go.